is up, you guys? It's your boy T the Lost Prime, and today we got for you the Age of the Primes Swindle review. Yes, sir. And I started out in vehicle mode because I just think this Jeep is a banger. Despite them doing kind of a piss poor job on the color matching, it does not show up that bad on camera. It looks all about the same in person. You can tell where the plastics are different and the yellow is kind of different, but on camera it's not too bad. Also, I do like this right here. I like this, even though it's just for Bruticus. I like it a lot because we don't see that with a lot of the releases that we do get. We don't get very like trailers we get for Optimus Prime, yeah, like the Minosaur, but we don't get like little wagons. I feel like these little wagons that turn into something are better than the big trailers that turn into nothing. But this is just a great Jeep, guys. They got the little trailer hitch back here. We also got the mount because it's based on the old Willys Jeep for the military, I believe. So, you know, we got that. And we got these big old cannons that he comes with, which I like. They do got a little peg right here. This piece actually comes off. So if you didn't want that, you just crack the legs and slide it out of there. You know what I mean? And then put it back together. Now you got just a flat Willys Jeep. You know what I mean? I like this a lot. It is a great thing for what you get. I would say it's the Voyager of the year, but it's more of a deluxe size. So take with that as you will. It's only a Voyager because you get two blasters and the cannon for Bruticus. I do not have Onslaught or Vortex yet, but they are coming and I will do a whole review on Bruticus. But this as a standalone figure, great. I love it. It's actually very, very good. But there are some things I don't like about it, and we'll get into that. But let's get into this transformation. All right, for this transformation, you're going to start with the legs. You're going to take this hinge and you're going to bring it out. All this untabs. First, you do got to put these, I forget. All right, you got to flip these seats forward. And then I like to put the windshield down just because. But once you get this all unpegged, these will slide sideways, okay? You put the trailer hitch in there and then you disconnect the legs, all right? And then that's very simple. All this rotates. And then the legs are very simple engineering. I'm not going to lie. It's just a pain a little bit. So you fold that in and then all this is going to tab up and you slide that and bam. Now you got a leg, and then you slide it around. You do this for the other side. You bring that in and then you slide all this up, slide that in and tab. Now you got the legs done, okay? And for the arms, you do untab them here and they fold out. One thing I will say on my copy, the joint for the leg for Bruticus is a little loose, so I would say watch out for that. And while I'm here, I might as well talk about how these arms work. So they're kind of like the Age of Extinction Optimus, where they, or yeah, the Evasion Mode Optimus from like 2014, where they all tuck in onto the panel, and then the panel twists. Okay, so we're looking at his back right now, but we're doing the front, and you untab it here, and then you bring it out and you twist. Now all this, let me move these out of the way. Now all this will slide back, but first you want to make sure that the head's rotated and that the hinge is up, and then all this will tab into place in these purple tabs on this tab right here. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. This tab right here. All right. Tab it into place, and then you flip this upside down, right? And then you bring it all around, twist it, and here you got the finishing touches, like sliding this piece all the way back. And then you're done. And honestly, this is a great robot. Even though it is deluxe size, he is a fantastic robot. I like it a lot. Like I said, the joint right here for Bruticus is a little loose on my copy, and that's fine. But the rest of these tolerances go crazy. But let's get into what I don't like. What I don't like about this figure is that he's so small. compared to like the other ones such as Brawl and he's more of the size of like Vortex and Blast Off, which is fine, but for a Voyager class figure, I would feel like he should be just a bit taller. Um, and that's okay. But I also want to get into, everybody says that his face is not painted. Everybody, like literally everybody I've seen do a review on this guy says his face is not painted. It is. It is very much painted. It's just the darkest gray they could come up with. And honestly, guys, it makes it pop just a little better. Like the detailing is so crazy. I think, like I said, if he wasn't more deluxe class, he would be on more of my Voyager of the Year scale. But I think I'm gonna give Voyager of the Year to probably Sideways, if I'm being honest, because that is just a crazy figure. I'll review him if you guys want to see that. But he's an overall great figure for what he is. I mean, he turns into the leg that we need for Bruticus, and that is dope. I don't have Bruticus yet, but once I get him, I will show you guys that. But between the alt mode and the robot mode, this is probably the best depiction of Swindle that we've gotten in a while. And like I said, all the weapons that you do get with him, you can tab them in places on him. I mean, of course, the blaster goes in the hand, but like you can put this on his shoulder, or you know what I mean, and it tabs in on both sides. Or you can take this big trailer, okay, and let's set him to the side, and you transform it, right? Hold on, you transform it, and then you get a fucking big ass cannon for him to have on his shoulder. This also does mount on his shoulder. So, I mean, really, you can't go wrong with that, guys. This tabs in right there. What? That's so hard. Even if I don't have the rest of the Combaticons like Vortex and Onslaught, I really like him just standalone, like with his counterparts like Blast Off. He's a little shorter than Blastoff, which, for a Voyager class figure that we're getting, I feel like he should not be shorter than the deluxe class figure that was a cheaper price. But, it is what it is. I like him paired with Blastoff, and I also like him paired with his leg counterpart, Brawl. Now, I did go grab them off the shelf, but it's like I they go so great together. All of the Combaticons, despite being all kinds of different colors, they all pair so well together. It's so crazy to me. But let's get into this articulation real quick. Let me take this off. Of course, the head's on a ball joint. It can look up that much. It can look all the way up if you want. You can snap the neck on him. You can look down that far, which isn't really that far, but left, right. Of course, it does a whole 360. Of course, in the arms, you got the shoulder rotation. It goes all the way around. It goes up that much, and it goes great for posability. He does jointed. He does have, can't talk. He does have double jointed elbows. So that does make him a lot more dynamic in terms of posability. Of course, you got the ankle rotate or the waist pivot. I just cannot talk today. Jesus Christ. And then you can give him a little bit of a side ab motion if you want. It does help with like walking poses. Of course, the hips go all the way up. They don't go all the way back because of the seats for the Jeep. I do like the seats included for the Jeep mode, but I could have done without that to get this rotation right here. But they do go out all the way, and you do have 90 degrees, I would say a little bit over 90 degrees at the knee, only because this is rounded off. But you do got 90 degrees at the knee, and of course you got the ankle tilt, and you can untab his toe and bring it. So he does have like a toe joint, I would say. There is no articulation at the wrist, of course. the gun flies out. But there is no articulation at the wrist. But, you know, overall, he's just a great, solid figure. You know what I mean? Like, you can put him in very dynamic poses. Like, I love to put my figures in like a walking pose or a running pose. But overall, he is a very good figure. I mean, like, the poses you can hit with him are just fantastic. I cannot stress that enough. As a standalone figure, he is probably about, I give him an 8.5 out of 10 because there are some things I don't like the yellow right here. They're different plastics, so they don't match up all that well, and the yellow on the shoulders are also the same way. But overall, he is a solid figure. I'm very happy with this purchase. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share if you want. You don't got to help a brother out, you know what I'm saying? But I will catch y'all in the next one, man. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And I'll see you guys later.